All right. We are getting started. Finally, we are getting started. Welcome to another session, another shot of motivation with Morning Mindset. Let me just introduce myself to you. My name is Todd Lee, and I am a friend and associate of Chris Mouzon. Chris is unable to be here today. He took a much needed vacation, but it is my honor to be here. And I will tell you, yes, I am also in the financial space. I'm also in the education space as well. I'm an advisor with a college here in Miami. And let me tell you, my passion in life is to empower others in every way that I can, especially with my words, to be the best version of themselves. And so I have a lot to share with you today. Do you know who you are? And that's the question I have for you today that I ask each of you, that I ask myself. Do you know who you are? Do you know who you are? What do I mean when I say that? That the vast majority of people on the planet do not live to their fullest potential. They don't realize that they have greatness in them. Do you know you have greatness in you? You came here in this time to be great. You came here to have impact. You came here to make a difference. Now, a lot of us, based on society, we're taught to think, well, you know what, I got to make millions of dollars. I got to have my name up in lights. I got to have my name in social media. I got to have people got to know my name. No, that doesn't make you great. There's nothing wrong with those things, but what truly makes you great is that when you decided every day that you are going to commit yourself to be the best version of yourself. You commit yourself to that because you are unique. You are special. You are created in the image of the creator. So you yourself are a conscious creator. And where you are in life right now is a result of your thoughts and what you have created. But you are very special, unique. There's no one like you. There's never, ever been anyone like you. And there never, ever will be anyone like you, ever. Do you realize that each and every one of us came here the same way? We know that, right? We know basic biology, right? Your mother and father came together, right, and produced you. We know that, right? We know that. Do you realize that in that process, little quick biology, that it took 80 to 300 million sperms, 80 to 300 million potential ewes to go on the race of their lives, including yourself, to get to the egg in order to become who you are today. You were in the swimming, you were in the competition of your life. You were swimming and doing everything you could to get here before you even knew who you were. Right there through that canal, you made a decision before you even knew who you were instinctively to win. And you made it because you're here. Now to go through all of that, and everyone else who ever tried, they're not here anymore. They died at that moment, but you made it. And yet we come into this world, and then we allow ourselves, and many times we're not conscious of it, we allowed ourselves to be conditioned to put in boxes. We put in the box of race, of the box of gender, the box of community, the box of family history, the box of, and nothing wrong with family history, don't get me wrong. I'm proud to be who I am. There's no mistakes made with you. There's no mistakes made with you either. But a lot of times what happens is we also allow ourselves to be programmed to accept limitations based on what we identify with and how we identify ourselves. That's not based on truth. And many times it's based on those who cared about us the best way they knew how, passed on their insecurities to and their fears to us. And the vast majority of us live according to status quo, live according to what society tells us what success is, and don't realize our true potential. Before you were ever, just in case you never knew, before you were ever identified and put in any one of those boxes, understand that who you truly are is a divine spark. You are a divine spark. You are here to bring light to the world. How do you bring light to the world? Again, by stepping in and making a decision every day to be the best version of who you are. Don't allow a degree, don't allow money, don't allow anything outside of you to determine your self-worth. Those things can put you in a position to where people can come to know who you are, but you're the one that has value to anything, any degree, any position, any amount of money outside of you. Because that's how special you are. That's the impact that you can make. Simply make the decision to be the best version of yourself, and no one could ever do you better than you. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind from now until the day you transition from this life. But how do we get on the road to authenticity? Because really, truly, living an authentic life is a fulfilled life. Living an authentic life is living life to the fullest. Living an authentic life in that authentic version of who we are, that best version, that unique version of who we are the keys to our success. Not just financially, but personally in our relationship. When you understand your true value, when you see yourself as this conscious creator, as this unique individual here to make impact on the planet in our own unique way, being the best version of yourself, start to carry yourself differently, right? You don't start to put up with a whole lot of foolishness, do you? You start to pay attention to who you're around, who you're talking to. You start to pay attention to what you put in your body. You start to pay attention to how you spend your time on an everyday basis. Because you realize that you have a purpose in life, that you weren't an accident, that you're here to make a difference, to be a change maker. Because I tell you, when you make a decision to be the best version of yourself, once you discover who that is, then what you do is you inspire others. Others are always watching us. You get inspired and you inspire others and give them the permission to be their best version simply by making a decision to be who you are in its fullest. And so, but how do we do that? First of all, we have to establish a vision for our lives. What do you truly desire out of life? What does that look like for you? What does that look like for you? Take a moment and get quiet with yourself. When you first wake up in the morning, before you go to bed, take a few moments to get quiet. What is it you truly desire out of life? What does that perfect life look like? Those perfect relationships, the perfect amount of money that you're making, that perfect career, your perfect vision of health. What does that truly look like? Take a moment. You know, there was a very wise king, King Solomon. He wrote in the book of Proverbs, one of the many proverbs that he wrote, and he says, "Without vision, the people perish. Without vision, the people perish." You say, "Well, Todd, what are you talking about perish?" I mean, I might not know, why I'm here, but I mean, I wake up every morning. I feel pretty good. I feel pretty healthy. When I talk about people perishing, I'm talking about people walking around dead in fear, dead in mediocrity, dead in complacency, dead in ignorance of their true value. That's not why you're here. But yet most people that you see walking around you live in a routine. They live according to status quo. But again, whether you are an entrepreneur, whether you are working at a job, you know what? Again, you're still there to make impact. That's all that's going to stay. Once you transition from this life, that's all that's going to stay, people, is the impact that you made on people's lives. That's what lives on when you pass on. That is your legacy. And you are preparing for that right now, every single day. So you must establish a vision, though, of what that looks like. Because again, you are a conscious creator. You are created in the image of the creator. So therefore, you are a conscious creator. And you create, your thoughts become things, right? Your thoughts are very powerful, whether you're aware of them or not. So you must establish that vision. You must visualize what that looks like, number one. And in doing so, start to identify what your actual passions and strengths are. Now, again, you don't want to live for people, but you want to consider, well, what do people, perhaps they come to you for certain things. Perhaps you're known as the fix-it person. Maybe you're the one they come for advice. Maybe, what is it? What is there a pattern that people come to you because you have a certain skill or talent that they tell you about, you might not even be aware of. Take time and think about that. Really understand who you are authentically, what your passions, what your strengths are. And if you're not aware, you can develop those strengths and passions. Some of our strengths, our talents are more obvious than others, right? Some of us can sing, some of us are athletic, some of us are, mathematicians, and sometimes, in certain cases, our gifts and talents, we might not even be aware of them. But that's okay too, because we know they're there because we're here. So in many cases, we have to develop them. Even if we know what those talents are, we have to be in a constant state of personal development. You must commit yourself to personal development every area of your life. You must practice mindfulness. I talk about being quiet. I talk about also meditation, the practice of meditation. I know I meditate every day, for example, at least 10 to 15 minutes a day, at least, right? I get quiet. I quiet my mind. And do thoughts come in my mind when I'm trying to quiet my mind? Absolutely. And I learn how to observe those thoughts and don't make a judgment about them. I allow them to come and go. And what happens is when you practice, in a sense, not thinking, because we're constantly thinking thousands upon thousands of thoughts, and we're not even aware of it. When you practice getting quiet, you start to become more aware of your thought processes. You start to be able to identify which thoughts serve you and which thought patterns don't. And as you become more aware of that, that empowers you to decide which ones you're going to keep, which thought patterns you're going to keep, which lead to certain habits that are either productive or destructive, which ones you're going to keep, and which ones you're going to allow to pass. Okay, so that you can focus on those areas, right, that you know that you're strong in, and the area that you are not as strong in, you can work on developing in those areas. But getting quieting your mind, practicing mindfulness on a daily basis is a great practice and a great way of understanding who you truly are and what you truly desire out of life. So after you establish your vision again in review, you want to identify what your passions and strengths are. You want to practice mindfulness on an ongoing basis. All right, again, talk about committing yourself to personal development. This is an ongoing thing. This is why affirmations are more important. Okay, very important and can be very effective, because anything that you put on the end of I am, whether vocally, right, whether in word or even in your thoughts, you become. Anything you put on I am, make sure that whatever you put on that and the end of that is positive. I am handsome. I am strong. I am beautiful. I am smart. Never ever give in to downplaying yourself. Even if you think you might do it in a joking way. Don't tolerate that from yourself. Constantly be in a state of development, a state of growth, a state of getting stronger and better every day. There was a doctor many years ago who he put out a statement, right? And basically that statement was, he said he would tell his patients to say to themselves, every day in every way, I am getting better and better. Every day in every way, I am getting better and better. And in doing that, many of his patients their health started to improve simply by saying that affirmation every day. Once in the morning when they woke up and before they went to bed, they were reprogrammed. When you use positive affirmations, right? When you fill yourself with positive, when you read positive books, when you surround yourself with people who support you and you support them, what happens is it creates a synergy. It creates an environment, right? That is ideal for growth and improvement, right? And so what happens is you start to reprogram your subconscious. Your subconscious is a part of your mind that determines what appears on the screen of your life. So we're constantly being programmed. We're constantly being influenced by all things, by the media, by the radio, by our family and our neighborhoods, right? By advertisements, okay? Whether we realize it or not, all right? And so we have to determine again what we're going to take in again and what we're going to not allow to get into our minds, okay? Because the subconscious doesn't have a sense of humor. If you tell yourself I am stupid, guess what? Or I'm slow, or I'm not good at math, I'm not good at whatever. Your subconscious mind doesn't have a sense of humor, doesn't know if you're not serious. You're basically giving it an order, and it's going to present you with opportunities, quote unquote, to prove that fact that you're not smart, that you're not good at something. Because again, you're a creator by nature, whether you're aware of it or not. So we must teach ourselves to become conscious of what we're creating on a daily basis. Because again, we're created in the image of the creator. It's natural for us to do that. So I ask you again, do you really truly know who you are? Are you living each day the best version of yourself? Are you committing yourself to your own personal development? Now, we're in the holiday season. Right? After Thanksgiving, it's all down here from there for the rest of the year, right? And in many cases, what happens traditionally is our minds start to shut off, right? Get in that holiday mode, we start coasting, correct? Waiting for Christmas, right? Kind of, we start to eat a little bit more, and you know how it is. And then after the holiday, before the New Year's, we talk about a New Year's resolution that we might stick with, for a couple of weeks, and then by the time it's February again, we're back where we got started. You know what I'm talking about. If you haven't experienced that, you probably know someone who's experienced that you've seen, you've witnessed it, right? But I'm telling you right now, when you understand your true value, when you know who you are authentically, then there is no rest period. I mean, you can get rest, but there is no period where you're not constantly improving yourself. I'm not talking about going out there and training like you're in the Olympics, but I'm talking about going out, you're constantly feeding yourself consciously with positive things that build you up. You're having positive conversations, right? You don't tolerate toxic relationships. When you understand your value, when you understand you're here for a purpose, when you understand that you are here to change, to be a change maker, you're here to make impact on this planet, in your community, in your families, in your careers. You're here to make the unique impact that you are designed to make. Then it fulfills you. When you're living authentically, it fulfills you. It's like the purest type of energy, and there's no limit to it. Because every day you're waking up, you're waking up in a state of bliss because you enjoy the day. You take the most, you're living on purpose. I mean, you go to bed at night, you put your head down because you're proud of what you did that day. You look forward to doing it the next day. Like a child waiting for their presents to come and for Santa Claus to bring their presents on Christmas morning, right? You're excited about your life and you're fulfilled because, again, you're living on purpose. Wherever you are in your life right now, you can decide today, right now, that I am going to live authentically, that I'm going to show up the best version of myself. And I guarantee, watch how your life changes. Watch how people start treating you differently. Watch how opportunities start to appear as if it seems out of nowhere. But we must commit ourselves that's the true discipline. The true discipline, the true work, the most fruitful labor you could ever do, the most noblest goal, the most rewarding goal is to commit yourself to knowing who you truly are and to embracing that, your uniqueness and your specialness and your passion and your gifts and your strengths. Again, you are a divine spark. You're here to light up the world with how unique and special you are. It changes the trajectory of your life. Don't wait till New Year's to change the trajectory of your life and to create a life that you were designed to have authentically. You deserve that. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to live a fulfilled life. You deserve to live a life of impact. You deserve to live a life and live a type of lifestyle that you don't want to escape from. So there's no shutting down because you love it too much. You deserve that, but you must be engaged in that creation process. You just can't go. I mean, go ahead and pray all day, and that's fine. I pray every day and all day. Okay, I understand that, but you're called to be active in that process, in your own creation process, not to sit back and allow life to happen to you. You show up the best version of yourself to happen to life, to bring value to life, to your life and the life of others. People are waiting for you, whether they realize it or not, to show up your authentic self, to give them the inspiration, the motivation in order to live their best life. They're not aware of it and you don't know who it is, but I guarantee you, when you make the decision to leave your house every single day, to carry yourself in a way that you understand your value. And understand, let me say this as well. When you understand your true value and you live your life authentically, you don't have time to be jealous and envious of others because you understand your self-worth. And in the process of understanding and embracing your own self-worth, you're able to see the self-worth of others. You don't carry that baggage because you're not walking in insecurity anymore. You understand your true value and you're living it, and people will see it. People will see it. You'll speak to people differently. You'll react to situations differently because you know you're on purpose. You know you're living authentically. You'll be living free. To live authentically is to live empowered and to be free. Free to be all that you were created to be. This is what life is truly all about. To have vision, to be a conscious creator. You are one with everything and everyone around you. We are one. There's no reason to envy anyone. There's no reason to be jealous of anyone. There's no reason to look at other people and say, look at what they have. I wish I had what they had, because you have it within you to establish a life of true victory and fulfillment when you embrace your authentic self. If you can, sign up for, seek out a coach, seek out a mentor. If there's those in your community that you look up to, that you admire, that support you, they don't have an agenda, seek them out for direction and for support. If there's no one in your family and in your area, you know what? There's those, seek out your mentors in books. Seek out your mentors on social media. Those who are doing the things that inspire you. Those who are out there successful. Success has clues. Make a decision that every day you're gonna truly go out and not only strive to be the best version of yourself, but also look for the best in others. Have great expectations, and when challenges happen to you, and they might, and in most cases they will, because that's how we grow, right? When those challenges happen, be determined to find the good in it. Even if others are telling you, oh, wow, that's so terrible. Be determined to find the message and to find the joy and to find something to be grateful about and to find a lesson that you're going to use instead of a stumbling block as a stepping stone to take your life to greater and greater heights. Do you truly know who you are? How special you are? How powerful you are? How unique you are? Do you truly know? Let's live a life again that we could be proud of. One that we look forward to engaging in every single day. Your default emotional state, you have the potential in you to establish a default emotional state of joy and bliss. When you're living on purpose every day, when you're living a life of purpose, when you're living authentically, challenges might happen. You might get thrown off for a minute, but as you can commit to your own personal development, you find yourself snapping back that much faster to your default. Joy and bliss, because you're engaging in activities, you're engaging in relationships, you're engaging in work that feeds your soul, that empowers you, that fulfills you, and in the process, you are fulfilling others. Again, simply being the true best version of yourself. It's always my pleasure to come here. It's always my pleasure every day, before I come into work. That's how I work in the education space and in financial services space. Before I come into work, I sit in my car, start my car, and have a mantra. And I say to myself that when I enter the building, that anyone who comes across me, anyone who comes into my office, leaves better for whatever comes out of my mouth to them. That every word, every thought, every action is inspired by divine love, unconditional love, and infinite power. When anyone who leaves me, whether it's a transaction or we have a chance to have a more lengthier talk, that I give them, I share words of empowerment and words of life. So they leave with me better, more empowered, more capable. They don't leave me saying, wow, Todd, he's such a great advisor. Wow, Todd's such a great speaker. No, no, that doesn't help them. What helps them when they leave and they understand their own greatness, when they understand how, again, how unique and special they are, when they understand that they have a purpose. It's not about me. I'm just instrumental. I just love seeing them do well and bloom in their own special and unique way. Each and every one here, I'm telling you right now that you are unique, you are special. You have passion, you have worth. You have worth, you have more worth than you even realize. There's no amount of money that can determine how truly valuable you are. Take this moment every day to truly embrace yourself, to love yourself first. Because if you can't love yourself, how can you truly love others? Truly, the way they need to be loved. Embrace who you are completely, every part of you. Take care of yourself. Feed yourself with positive things. And be empowered so that you can be ideal for living your best life and be the best example for others. I applaud you for being here today. For the fact that you are even here right now shows that you are committed to your personal development, that you are committed to living your life authentically, that you are committed to your own to your own improvement, that you expect the best out of yourself. And it is my honor to be with you today. It is my honor to share with you. And I hope that I've shared words that you can take with you to start your day in this time we have together, and that you leave me empowered today. If I never, ever see you again, I just want you to bloom. I want you to be empowered. I want you to live your best life and know that I love you. And it is my honor and pleasure to spend this time with you today. Go out and conquer everyone. Take care.